Bowman just racing with urgency to get around Stuart Friesen to have a shot. And it's all three of them together.
Zane Smith on the double stage winner's going to go to P1.
Kyle slips back to fifth. Wow. Zane Smith out front. And now Bowman getting around Friesen. Does Bowman have enough speed to catch Zane?
I'm so proud of my row 3, Vince.
That's exactly, you called it. They went from row 3 to row 1. 5 and 6 went 1-2.
Zane Smith taking it home.
What a drive.
Zane Smith wins at Circuit of the Americas.
Gillen is 7. Toby Butler would be 8. Rick Corelli 9. See Schrader once again moving through the traffic. Man, he's really pretty difficult on that. Should get the checkered flag this time. We're on the white flag lap. Schrader comes by. Checkered flag has weight. Jim Schrader has won. Jeff Bodine second.
Right now, this race is going to be decided between those two. No one else within 6 seconds of the top 2. Setzer, boy, it still looks like he's got enough tire. I know he's been taking lessons from Terry Earwood from the Skip Barber School, and obviously the lessons have paid off. He has got that #1 Mopar Dodge, conserving tires. Here we go, down into the last S's, and can Houston make it work? No, he has to back off. Maybe just giving Dennis something to think about. Now looking to the inside. This time by, it'll be the white flag. Who comes off this last corner the best will pay the dividends at the other end at the festival curve.
Right, Andy, this is the white.
White flag. Looking to the inside, Andy Houston coming over to try and turn him and block him off. Dennis Setzer. This is going to be dangerously close. Hold on. And Houston gets the spot.
Clear.
Listen to the crowd in the background.
Be smooth now, be smooth.
Dennis tried to come back as they came off those festival court curves. Could not quite make it.
So now Andy Houston makes his way. Look at the crew. Are they pumped or what? 2 career victories. He won back at Homestead earlier this season. This would be 2nd win of 2000 if he can make these last few corners hold up.
Man, baby, be smooth off that corner. You got him. Be smooth now. Get up, Andy. Bring her home, man. Come on now.
You can hear the team coaxing him around. Be smooth, come off the corner, and it's all yours. We expected history to be made with our first rain race in NASCAR competition. The rain clouds have held off. Then we thought history might be made with a Dodge winning for the first time on a road course. But it looks like the history is going to be erased by Andy Houston. As he comes off the final corner for the final time, Houston is going to take his 3rd career win.
Looks like Boris is kind of laying back to get him a run. 4 or 5 car lengths. He's going to try to time this.
He's going.
He's going, Boris. All those
He might get him a black flag.
those carefully laid plans.
Well, if that was the strategy, you heard the speculation from the pit about the possibility of a black flag. That's the only possibility, I think. Ruttman had a notion, looked on the outside of said, could not get anything done there. A 2-lap shootout to decide the points of...
Meanwhile, Mark Simo got by Rick Crawford to take over the 8th spot, going down to turn 1. There's the battle for 2nd spot. Boris is out of gas, I do believe.
Probably out of gas.
I believe he's out of gas.
And there goes Ruttman right on by, and that would account for the slow restart for Boris said. It looked like strategy, but apparently he was pedaling as fast as he could.
Oh, and Flint almost spun out. He slid the tire. Going in the corner, but Sauter closed up, and this that is Bliss off the racetrack.
Bliss could not get it gathered back up and goes darting across the inner loop, losing positions both on entrance and exit. Mike Bliss in danger of dropping outside the top 10 now as Hornaday makes it back around with 1 to go. Next time across start finish. And his challenge now will be...
He's getting the black. Hornaday is getting the black flag, I do believe. Yes, he is. Hornaday is getting the black flag for jumping the restart.
I'm trying to skip going up that hill if it's low on
white flag to Joe Ruttman.
Man. That will create a stir, I guarantee you. Ron Hornaday, the race leader, jumped the start. That's been one of the more controversial rules NASCAR has dealt with of late. The incident, of course, down at Daytona in the bunch shootout with Rusty Wallace and Jeff Gordon. The one a year ago with Wallace on the restart at Martinsville. Now this.
And Jay Sauter back there is trying to stay in front of the track. Morris then now has his truck running well enough to be in fourth.
Trying to hang on to positions here. Sauter has gotten in front of him in the 3 into fourth spot.
I guess third spot, because let's forget, don't forget that Ron Hornaday has been black flag.
Man. So Hornaday, I guess, will simply come on around and be ignored as he crosses start-finish, we assume, and the checker will fall on Ruttman.
Meanwhile, the pass for position back there, Mark Simo takes another spot away from Randy Tolzma.
That team's going to have a great day here. Simo's got a shot at the top 5 as Bliss takes one more run at Tolzma. There goes the leader by, and there's the checker falling on the 99 of Ruttman. Hornaday did not get the checkered flag, and his position will be determined, I guess, by NASCAR's decision. Ruttman is the winner of the Parts America 150 in a remarkable conclusion to this NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series Championship event.
Through 11, coming to get the white flag is Kyle Busch with a lead of just over a second.
White flag here at the line.
Majeski around Chandler.
Some good battles back in the field as drivers try to secure the best finishing position possible and how that might impact their season. Meanwhile, Kyle Busch continues at the front, trying to win for the first time this season and add to his total as the all-time winningest driver in the series. He can't slip up. Zane Smith just a second back.
And he's not backing off either, Vince. You saw that aggressive exit at 4. He knows what kind of truck Zane Smith has. He's been really fast the second half of this race, and he's closing a bit.
You want to keep your truck in one piece and bring this thing home, but he knows if he backs off a little bit and the 38 even gets sort of within shot, he's going to touch him. Clear through the last part of the S is on the way down to turn 10 here.
If Kyle can just avoid the mistake here and keep Zane Smith a second back.
You got it here, 5-8.
Heading down to turn 11. And for the first time this season in the Camping World Truck Series, Kyle Busch is going to go to victory lane. Career win number 62. Kyle Busch wins at Sonoma.
And checker flag. Nice work, man. Way to get that win here in your final one. Yeah, feels good. Thank you, guys. Awesome work this weekend. Appreciate the effort on fixing all that stuff for me. Good job.
All right. It's going to be 4 to go. Todd Gilliland, John Hunter Nemechek on the front row, but Derek Kraus and Zane Smith right behind him on row number 2. Here we go.
Good jump for Gilliland there.
Todd Gilliland keeps that lead. The 38 is Zane Smith coming on strong as the 4 keeping it on the bottom.
John Hunter's doing a nice job on the bottom of the racetrack, but I think right now the outside is the preferred line.
Well, Zane Smith again, just sneaking up on him.
The closer. It's his new nickname now. John Hunter Nemechek gets up in front of him. Meanwhile, Todd Gilliland continues to check out, increasing his lead.
Yeah, John Hunter realized that he had to get to the top of the racetrack or he was going to lose more position.
He was the closer there, closed the door on him.
Now right back down to the bottom. Stewart's down there as well. John Hunter's going to get by easily.
Derek Kraus slid back a few spots. Now behind Stuart Friesen. Todd Gilliland will take the white flag. John Hunter Nemechek and Zane Smith. It's kind of settled out, but right here, battling for a top 5.
Derek Kraus leaning on Jeske really hard there.
Todd Gilliland comes back to the Truck Series for one race to race for his dad. David Gilliland for the first time, and he will take it to victory lane at Knoxville.
It's the best restart that John Hunter's got so far.
Hocevar still going to beat him down into turn 1. Here comes Ben Rhodes around the outside.
Throwing it down in there.
Rhodes, stage 1 and stage 2 winner, has had to come back from middle of the pack.
He is just tossing it around. I mean, he is just grabbing all kinds of speed on entry. Here he goes.
Crossover for the lead. Rhodes to the bottom. Throws it in there, trying to hold on to it. Hocevar trying to cross him over.
That is wild. Just totally took over.
Here comes Hocevar, throwing another one back at him, but isn't going to be able to convert. Rhodes holds on to the lead. Nemechek to the bottom now.
I mean, did you guys see that happening?
What a performance by Ben Rhodes.
Doing it.
He's been that way all night, Kurt. He can just drive his truck deeper in the corner than the competition, and now he's driving away.
I mean, that thing almost looked tight there, like it was just, it's bound up and got some grip, and he is checking out.
2 laps to go for Ben Rhodes. For the first time, he will have won stage 1, stage 2, and then finish with the race win if he can hold on.
This has been done with authority. Wow.
Hocevar right there in case Rhodes would slip up. It's the white flag for Ben Rhodes.
White flag.
5 times he has been runner-up since he last won. He said he just has fun on the dirt here at Bristol. Likes it even better than running on the concrete. He was runner-up a year ago and said he wanted to be just 1 position better this time around, and he has done it. Ben Rhodes wins on the dirt at Bristol.
File restart. The 37 drops back. The leaders take it out of turn 10 and up onto the main straightaway. Hornaday up through the gearbox, as does Ruttman, and as does the 61 of Todd Bodine. There will be 2 laps to go, and we'll go back to green flag racing and look at Terry Labonte trying to go to the inside down into turn 1 there.
Didn't look like anybody was going to snooker Todd or Ron Hornaday for that matter.
Making those trucks pretty wide. Now Labonte up alongside, coming off of turn number 1. He may have an inside move to make on Todd Bodine. Can't do it. Mike Skinner right back there. This is a battle for third, fourth, and fifth.
He got him.
Terry off the corner quicker, makes the pass on Todd Bodine.
And there comes Skinner, going to make the deal too.
Mike Skinner definitely stayed hooked up with Labonte. He said, if the door's going to open, I'm going to be there to go through it too.
Todd moved back around as they work through the S's, so Skinner drops back to 5th. DW is 6th in the Kenny Schrader 52. This is Corelli. We're on board with the Total Petroleum truck. He is 7th, and he spins it.
And we were on board with him.
There you get a nice view of what it's like to take one of these backwards. Hornaday gets it back in, or rather, I'm sorry, Corelli gets it back in gear, refired it up onto the race course, but he loses several spots. He drops in front of Bob Brevak's 34. Your leader's off onto the main straightaway. Should be the white flag, I would think, this time by. We were showing 58 a moment ago, 60 laps. Our distance here today at Heartland Park, but no white flag. I think we'll have 2 to go this time.
I sure thought Skinner had got by Todd Bodine, but now all of a sudden Todd Bodine's back by him again.
Todd getting back around as they work through the S's. He had the correct line, I think, after he was passed. He was on the inside for the next corner and made the move.
Right.
Made the move there. Hornaday still your leader in the 16. Ruttman in the 84 runs 2nd. Ruttman off the course just a little. You have to lay a wheel off occasionally coming off those corners to go fast.
Well, see, he knows that I'm over here watching. Oh, Terry Labonte had some trouble.
Labonte getting off into the weeds briefly, too, trying to hold back Todd Bodine now for 3rd. Skinner back in 5th. Waltrip is 6th. Your 2 leaders have pretty much moved away from that battle right now. The 16 and the 84 pretty much gone off on their own as we work toward the white flag here at Heartland Park. Terry Labonte up into 3rd spot now, ahead of Todd Bodine. He was 4th, and Skinner in the 3 is 5th. Darrell Waltrip is 6th, but trying to move up in the 52. So you've got a great 4-truck battle for 3rd spot.
What I was talking about is Joe Ruttman's going to definitely have to go off course a little bit and back on, because he knows I'm sitting and watching, and he's going to say, you know, man, I tried all I could do.
White flag waving over the field here at Heartland Park. Your leader in the Papa John 16 is Hornaday. There's Labonte in 3rd in the 5. Todd Bodine is 4th. And Skinner is 5th in the 3 as they work toward turn 1. Last trip around, it's 1.8 miles here. Little smoke out of Hornaday's truck, downshifting for that second corner.
I think you're going to have to see a lot of smoke out of that thing to beat him. He's, Ron Hornaday's a good road racer.
Yeah.
You know, we've been coming to Sears Point, a lot in the West Coast. And Hornaday's always one of the guys that wins that Saturday show.
I believe he's won the Southwest Tour race.
Right, and he just dominates that thing. So we know he's a great road racer.
Terry Labonte in the 5, up to 3rd again. Todd Bodine is 4th. There's Skinner in the 3. Your 2 leaders working through the S's. This is the final lap here at Heartland Park. The Heartland Tailgate 175. Ron Hornaday in the 16 leads him off the last corner. Looks like he's going to lead all but 1 lap. The lap to halfway. Hornaday off the final turn with Rutman right behind him. This is the battle for 4th. Skinner gives Bodine a bump in the tailgate there. The checkered flag waving. Hornaday is your winner in truck number 16. Ron Hornaday picks up the inaugural Super Truck visit to Heartland Park in Topeka. Very happy Hornaday crew on pit road. The Dale and Teresa Earnhardt-owned truck, the Papa John's Chevrolet. We'll be back to talk to the winner here at Heartland Park in a moment.
Been a lot of talk all day long about long runs for Jack Sprague. He won't get one. He's got 5 laps to try to whip Mark Martin.
And I don't think there's a better 5-lap racer in the country than Mark Martin. I'm just going to tell you that. My money's on Mark Martin right now.
Well, he's got a restart. He's done that ever since he's taken the lead. He's gotten a great jump and did again this time. 247 complete.
Rich Bickle trying to get by the 18 truck. And there's Mike Skinner trying to get by the Rich Bickle truck.
And that's the excitement. I'm not sure there's going to be a battle for the lead. The question is how far through this pack Skinner will be able to move. He is currently 9th, working on 8th.
And after a restart like this at the end of the race, everything's so close. Bickle's trying to maintain that position. Everybody is, because if you get knocked to the outside, you can get freight trained all the way back from 6th to about 15.
16, Hornaday, the big loser here today. Skinner looks inside. Bickle's not going to give it up easily. It is all but over for Mark Martin. Started from the outside pole and appears set to win it here just a couple of laps from now.
And Butch Miller's taking a look on the inside of the 24 truck. He wants some of Jack Sprague, looks like.
And Kenny Wallace is back there hoping to make something happen as they come to the white flag. 1 to go. If it's going to happen, it's going to have to happen in the next 20 seconds. Here they are on the final lap.
Butch Miller tried to fake to the outside. Now he's going to look to the inside. But can he get there? Here he comes.
He wrinkled her up a little bit, made the contact, but didn't press it. And as they come off the corner, Mark Martin will win it. Sprague 2nd, Miller 3rd, Wallace 4th, Rutman 5th. Mark Martin, who owns 2 Winston Cup victories and 1 pole here, becomes the first winner in the Jack Roush trucks for 1996. We'll take a break and hear from him when we come back.
Great turn 1 right there. He's going to be right on Sheldon. He's going to do the same thing he did with Crafton earlier. He's either going to pick the outside or the inside. He just wants to figure out what lane is Sheldon Creed's in, and there he is. He's opted to go to the outside.
Side by side, but Moffitt fins him off for now, or Creed fins Moffitt off for now, and this is the final lap. Remember, the next flag will end it as they work their way through this road course, 3.6 miles on the final lap at Daytona.
Wow, this is just precision driving by both of these competitors. So difficult to keep your truck pointed in the right direction, especially with somebody hit you in the back.
Creed able to gather it up, but Moffitt is right there. Lazard is 3rd, Crafton 4th.
What about Lazard working on back-to-back career best finishes?
And Matt Crafton's still going, guys. He's got just enough gas, it looks like here. And Brett Moffitt just cannot get close enough to Sheldon on the exit of turn 6. It's going to be a little too far back to do anything at the bus stop. So he's got to get a good exit out of the bus stop, and hopefully he can make a run on him on the front stretch chicane.
Yeah, he just needs to forget Creed's even there right now, right, Jamie, and just nail this bus stop so he can get that momentum going to the next chicane.
Sheldon got another really good exit. Sheldon did a great job of not overdriving and getting over-pressured by Brett Moffitt. Great job by Sheldon Creed.
Moffitt, the 2018 series champ. Creed, just 22 years old in his second full-time season in the Gander trucks. And he's almost there. Can he get through this portion of the track without a mistake? Sheldon Creed, his earlier win came in a rain-shortened event at Kentucky. No rain today at Daytona. Creed takes the checkered flag and wins on the Daytona road course.
White flag coming up. Hornaday, ninth here a year ago. Looking for the gold, looking for the glory in Portland, Oregon. Mike Bliss going to have a great finish. Falls back truck length. Hornaday has led 161 of 200 if he holds it through here. He can take the point lead if he can bring it across. Here he is out of 4. Ron Hornaday's won it. Look at this battle line. Sedgwick making a move on the inside of Skinner. Not enough. Sedgwick in the 17 will wind up in 4th. Hornaday wins. He takes the point lead. The state of Washington by 8 points. He leads 161 of 200 laps.
Beautiful job,
Ron
Brian.
Hornaday, the third different winner in 3 Craftsman truck races in 1996.
We're back. Alan Porter prepares to drop the green flag for the final time. It will be a 2-lap shootout between number 16, the Chevrolet of Ron Hornaday, owned by Teresa Earnhardt, and P.J. Jones Chevy, number 1, who's come from 3 laps down to have this one last shot. The rule says you can't finish.
Great start for Ron Hornaday. He's gone.
He really got the jump. This is lap 201. It's a scheduled 200 lapper, but it can't finish under yellow. Hornaday really got a great start. P.J. did not.
May have been sleeping just a little bit.
Boy, that's a bad time to fall asleep. White flag, 1 to go. Hornaday's got it when it matters.
Sedgwick is underneath Corelli. They touch.
Spun it. Sedgwick trying to pick up a position. White flag out. Will they throw the checker? Yes.
For Ron
Hornaday. Flag falls on Ron Hornaday.
So we are in overtime here. Here we go. Green, white, checkered. Can Bliss hold them off? There's the green flag. It'll be white and then checkered. Setzer, Coy Gibbs, Crawford are thirsty back there. Crawford is hungry. Setzer wants his second short track win. Here's Crawford going to the attack on Coy Gibbs.
Good. Oh, Brendan Gaughan turning around.
Brendan Gaughan spins around, and the yellow will come out, and we're going to do it all over again. Grab your partner and do-si-do. We're going to go green, white, and checkered again here in the crowd. I love this rule. I love this rule. NASCAR's Craftsman trucks not.
Track's clear.
And they are waving the checkered flag now as they put out the yellow flag and the checkered flag, but never the white.
I never saw the white flag. I'm not sure what the call is going to be there.
And Ray, we never saw the white flag come out.
Absolutely, Jerry, I did. The white was out before the yellow came out. Mike Bliss had crossed the line. Probably the first 4 or 5 trucks were across the line. Mike Bliss did not receive the yellow. He is your victor here.
2 laps to go. We're coming down for the green flag. It is Biffle, the leader, then Cook in a Ford, then a Chevy for Sprague, then a Ford for Crawford. Green flag, 2 to go.
Remember, Sprague and Crawford have fresher tires than these other 2 guys.
Sprague in 24 has a fresh left front. Crawford has fresh right side. It'll be white flag this time by for Biffle, who is dominated, leading 190 laps.
Critical not to overdrive this corner, not to get in this corner too hard.
Here comes Cook. 1 truck and a half behind Biffle. White flag waves from Dion Hinsky. Greg Biffle, who is dominated for Jack Roush Racing in Eldon, hoping to put forward in victory lane. So does Terry Cook, who was the pole sitter. Half a mile from the checkered flag at Nazareth, Pennsylvania. There is Biffle, reigning series champion. Cook, 4 truck lengths back. Here comes Sprague. There's Crawford in 4th. Out of turn 4, checkered flag waves, and 31-year-old reigning NASCAR Craftsman truck champion Greg Biffle has broken the blue over drought.
They'll sort out the Bickle situation after a while. We are going green. Let's see what Hornaday can do, if anything. They're going to put the black flag out for that black truck, Toby Butler. They are also black flagging Rich Bickle for restarting in the wrong position.
Jack Sprague was not going to have any of Ron Hornaday jumping him on the start there. He was conversing with Dennis Connors. That was the conversation a while ago about what he should do on the restart to counteract anything that Hornaday might do. You can see it really worked. The communication was great.
He said, "Get gone, Jack Sprague."
A little bit loose off the corner there.
Problems for Sauter. Right front is flat. But here we come for the win. Jack Sprague will finally pick up a short track win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Barely brushes the wall. Checkered flag. Dennis Conner and the boys have a victory on a short track. There is the number 60, Toby Butler. He comes across the line in 12th, but remember, he was black flagged for passing to the wrong side on the restart.
Guys, I'm just wondering, buddy, I'll ask you, you know, Hornaday's got one shot now. What's he going to do? My idea is that he's going to dive right to the bottom, try to muscle that spot away from Skinner.
Glen, he's got to do the impossible. He's got to pass the fastest truck here right now on the bottom side of the racetrack and hope he hooks up good enough to get by him getting in the corner, because the 3 truck is extremely fast down the straightaway. He's got one shot at him, but right behind them is Pirelli. Yeah, so don't give anybody the checkered flag just yet.
No, this reminds me of the man who shot Liberty Valance. Old Jimmy Stewart, Rick Pirelli is going to stand there in the background, and while these two guys shoot each other's lights out, he's going to drive under both of them and win this thing and get the girl and the cash.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wrong number, though. It'd be 94 this year.
That's right. Bill Elliott.
I think Hornaday and them are shaking those tires. That's real important to clean those tires. When you're running around here slow, you pick up every bit of debris on this racetrack. You need to back and forth on the steering wheel to get them clean. Look, give them a little tap there.
Hello.
I'll give you everything I got when they drop the grease. That was just to let him know I'm still here.
Take that little thong off the hammer. Get your trigger finger ready, the one that holds it in the holster, and now let her rip, draw, and fire. 2 laps under green to decide it. Here goes Hornaday right to the bottom.
Well, this is for the whole... Whoa! He got loose. I'm afraid that might have done it, but it's not over yet. Johnny Benson Jr. has moved and tried to take over 3rd spot at this moment.
White flag. Time to get a last shot in. Skinner off turn 2. Hornaday 2nd. The duel is for 3rd. Last time around, out of turn 4, Benson sideways gives up 3rd. Skinner wins it. Hornaday 2nd, Pirelli 3rd, and Benson 4th.
Talk about in the major series. That was Neil.
This is where it's at. You see the 30 truck close up, getting in the corner, trying to get underneath of him. Ooh, is he close? Here we go. It's going to be a duel down the front straightaway.
Give him a kiss.
He has a nose up alongside. Can he carry it on into the turn that way? Oh, they're going to get close. Skinner goes a little high. They tend a little bit.
What a race. He's got a good bike, Ned, coming up off that corner.
Well, but look at that power that Skinner has up on the outside there.
It's like a drag race going down these straightaways. The guy on the outside has more momentum and carries it down the back straightaway. And boy, if they don't get into each other, this will be unbelievable. This is for the win.
This is for all the marbles. Setzer gets a little loose once again, but he held on that time. 2 laps to go.
This is the greatest truck race of the year, side by side. 2 to go, lap and a half almost now.
This looks like short track. I mean, this is a mile, the Milwaukee Mile, and what a performance by they're giving it everything they've got.
And it's not over. The 3 truck, you know, is going to make another run at him on this last lap.
Newton, North Carolina's Dennis Setzer looking for his first in a truck race like that.
He gets loose.
And here comes Skinner back on the inside.
Every time he gets in front, Ned, something happens.
I don't know if when you mentioned earlier that a truck gets up behind you, it takes a little air off the spoiler. If that got loose going in there, I don't know. But he's on the final lap. He's got one more shot. And doesn't look like a good one. He's too far back now.
I tell you what, something could have happened. He's dropped back awfully far. But I'll tell you what, give it to Dennis Setzer. What a great, hard job of driving.
Tremendous race also for 3rd. Going into turn 3 as Rick Pirelli gets on the inside of the car number 16 as we watch these leaders.
30 closing. Here's Pirelli going at it with Hornaday in the final moments. They're coming down to the line. At the stripe, give the win to truck number 3. Across the line, it will be Skinner, followed by Setzer, Hornaday, and then Carilli.
Staying on the bottom of the racetrack, not allowing Travis Kvapil to get underneath him.
It'll be white flag this time by for Scott Riggs out of Bahama, North Carolina, driving for Ultra Motorsports, but they are swapping spots. Here comes Crawford looking at the inside of Travis Kvapil. That's for fourth spot. The 90 truck of Norick is third.
How about Terry
fourth.
Cook on the inside?
Cook on the inside of Crawford. That is for fifth position. Final lap at Chicago Motor Speedway.
Fords battle it out going down into turn number 3.
Great NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series action. The checkered flag is waving out of turn 4 for Scott Riggs. And Riggs will win the Sears Craftsman 175. Setzer second, Norick third, Kvapil. And they are side by side for position.
I thought I saw something fly out from under that truck around the start-finish line on that previous lap that they were talking about. But it's probably out of the way now. So
Chandler Smith coming to the white flag. 2.5 miles left.
Going to catch a lapper here getting into turn 1. It's going to make them stay out a little wide unless it checks up. But Ryan Preece all over the back bumper of Chandler Smith.
Preece taking a look as they go into turn 1. Smith able to hold him off. It's a 2-truck race now. There's a big gap to third. Down as they head toward the tunnel turn in 2.
Preece was able to keep that truck right on the bottom at the exit of 1 here. Didn't gain anything though on Chandler Smith.
Through the tunnel turn and headed toward 3.
One more corner for Chandler Smith here to go.
Preece trying to get closer, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to make that move. Smith holding him off. Brand new truck for this 18 team. Danny Stockman has brought for his driver Chandler Smith, and Smith has made it pay off for the second time this season. Chandler Smith is a winner in the Camping World Truck Series.
Taking a deep breath as the white flag flies one time around this 1.25-mile track here in St. Louis.
Hold on, baby. Here I come.
Bring us home, Rick. Gone out in front as they go down the tricky backstretch coming out of turn number 2. And Jason Leffler tries to get the nose on the inside. He closes the gap ever so slightly. But it's Brendan Gaughan in the Casino Queen, number 62 this week, that tries to hold off the hard-charging 2 of Jason Leffler. When they come through 3 and 4, it'll be a sprint to the finish. Brendan Gaughan out in front of Jason Leffler as they come to the checkered flag for win number 3 of 2003.
Round 10 of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. The Sears 200 is being brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And by Tractor Supply. Whether you have 1 acre or 1,000, Tractor Supply will help you get the job done. Back here at Evergreen Speedway, I don't know about you folks at home. We're sitting on the edge of our seats because this is going to be our first green-white checker. And it's the first of the year. Coming up next, it'll be baseball tonight. Sorry, guys, we're running a little long, but we'll make it worth your while because this is going to be a dramatic finish as the lights are out on the pace truck. 2 laps to decide this thing. Will it be the 3 guys that stayed out up front? They're on old tires. Randy Tolsma in that 4th position is the first of the lead trucks that pitted. Here we go. Sprague gets a great start.
Well, he's got a huge advantage on these other guys, but look at Randy Tolsma. There's 1 truck. Setzer's right in front of him. We'll see if he can. He's got by him now. He's got a lap and a half now to get up there and catch Jack Sprague.
Setzer hasn't given up the position yet. This time by white flag. Who's it going to be? Sprague. Tolsma second. Rutman third. In through turn number 1. Heading down the backstretch. Who has got it?
Dig all you can, Randy. Dig all you can, buddy.
Sprague holding on for dear life. Here comes Tolsma. Here comes Rutman through turns 3 and 4. Mount St. Helens is just a few hundred miles down to the south of us. What volcano is going to erupt today? It's going to be Jack Sprague coming from a lap down.
Well, he did what he had to do. I I tell you, Randy Toles was ducked in ground, but it took a dip under the water because that race was his.
Unbelievable. Great run for Randy Tolsma, but tremendous for our winner, Jack Sprague.
Yeah, and the thing we ought to add about Joe Ruttman, remember that the Roush team is the team that gets the best mileage out here, so he might be the only guy that we could feel confident in saying could go the distance on this thing. But then the question mark with him is, how much damage is there from the spin?
Following down through the Napa Field summary, let's note that Hornaday has now led over 3,000 laps in NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series competition. That is nearly 25% of all the laps run in the history of the series. But no laps that he's ever run have been more important to him, I would think, than these two. They're going to come to a green flag, followed by the white flag, followed by the checkered flag. It is now a 2-lap race. Who's got the fuel to make it? Hornaday gets the great jump on the restart. Ruttman second. Sprague is third. Pirelli is fourth.
And Greg Biffle is fifth. And another Roush truck. And here comes Joe Ruttman. He closes in. He'll get the white flag. This time by.
Ruttman needed long runs. This is anything but that. In the long run, he was able to get two and alongside the leader Wallace, but then they spun out together. This is a 2-lap dash. Hornaday leads them past the white flag. The fuel light is reported blinking on Hornaday's truck. He's off one and down the short chute.
And Corelli's on the inside of the 24 truck of Sprague.
Race for third. Corelli has it. Hornaday's truck continues to thunder. Ruttman not able to do anything as they head for the final turn. The checkered flag is in the air, and Ron Hornaday has won the Chevy Truck Challenge in amazing fashion with Ruttman second.
On board with Andy Houston. Look at the traffic. There's Joe Ruttman slowing in the pack. And somehow Wallace gets around.
And somehow Kurt Busch also made it through there.
For Mike Wallace, his 2 victories came at Daytona, first race of the season, and Mesa Marin. For Kurt Busch, his came at Milwaukee and at Loudon. Somebody is going to win their 3rd race of the season. We've got 5 laps to decide this one.
Marty Houston, the 75 truck, in the 8th spot, about to go a lap down. Mike Wallace gets a run. He's getting on the inside.
And Marty Houston does go a lap down. That means 7 trucks on the lead lap. The next victim is the 52. Whoa, and Wallace. You don't think these guys are hanging it out?
Man.
The only 2 trucks that are running in the 24-second bracket, and you're looking at both of them.
Man, this is so good. Right on, pushed it down the backstretch, literally pushing it.
Bump draft all the way.
And look at Mike Walsh's truck wiggle just a little bit when he gets up right on that tailgate. Like Dave Burns said, he's getting a little loose.
This time by
and he's in the
3
wall.
laps to wall. Now there's contact. Out of the way. Wallace spinning around, lights the tires up, keeps it off the wall.
And the caution flag is out. Oh, man.
This is our 4th here in the 2000 campaign. We do not end under caution, so we'll go around a green, then a white flag, then the checkered. So on lap 201, here goes Kurt Busch, right in front of his Killer Bee teammate, Greg Biffle. Rick Crawford is in 3rd, but right now not close enough to have any effect. This time by will be the white flag. Can Busch pick up his 3rd victory of the year 2000, or will it be Greg Biffle picking up victory number 6?
I would think at this point that Biffle would try anything to try to take the win away, because right now he's in fabulous position to try to win a championship. As I say that, he closes up right on the tailgate.
For Biffle, he is going to finish in the top 5 for the 15th time in 16 races. For Kurt Busch, he's going to start his first Winston Cup weekend with his 3rd career victory in his rookie season. Crawford 3rd, Andy Houston 4th, Kenny Schrader 5th.
10 laps to go when they come to the strength this time from Chris Morgan.
Boy, Bliss is getting a little bit loose coming up out now.
They
you see the top 8 all tied together right now. No lapped machines in that mix.
Nothing held back now. I mean, you gotta go for the guts. Anything that you got. I mean, if you got to be real hard on the brake or whatever you got to do now, is the time to do it.
And here's Mike Wallace trying to turn it up just a bit. This is for the lead. Just about found the wall with 9 laps to go. Mike Wallace going for the lead. Fans on their feet yelling and screaming. Track race to turn 3. 8 laps to go. Give Mike Wallace the top spot. Tolsma now challenging for second. Mike Wallace, who led laps 164 through 192, retakes the lead at lap 292. Starting 18th. Not over yet.
No.
Tolsma's so close, he wants it bad in that 61 truck. Here goes Randy Tolsma from Idaho.
Hey, it looks like Randy might have some.
Oh, and Mike Wallace just about caught the wall.
Randy got into him a little bit there. Mike's running 2 unique lines here. He's high in 3 and 4, and now watch him go into 1. He'll be right in the dirt going into 1.
6 laps to go now. 6 to go. Back straight away. Tolsma wants the lead. He's there. Coming to the stripe, they touch. And Tolsma saves it. Here comes Compton in the 86. Here comes Stacy Compton in the 86.
Boy, this is going to be a good finish here.
5 laps to go.
Your man there, Stacy Compton. Look at this. He is right there, ready to win a race with 5 laps left to go on an abrasive track that's really tough on tires.
He's done it all year. It was just one of those things. Here goes Tolsma again. Every time he tries an outside groove, the truck breaks loose.
Uh-oh, here we go.
He's got to run this time.
Sink it in there.
Tolsma.
And he did sink it in.
And see what happens. He waits and watches. Tolsma's got the lead. Tolsma at 297 has the lead.
Oh, there goes. Oh, Stacy. It's a good thing Mike backed off a little bit there.
Bliss is in 3rd. Wallace, you see 4th. Sauter coming up to 5th. Jimmy Hensley is there in 6th. They're coming to the stripe.
Look at this.
2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for Randy Tolsma.
There goes the 3.
They'll go around Ron Esau.
Mike is
white flag.
Way up in there.
White flag for the yellow truck, Randy Tolsma, with the Dole sponsorship on the side. He started 8th.
Look at this. It looks like he is going to win this race.
Randy Tolsma of Idaho wins. Compton by a half truck length comes home in 2nd.
Dennis Setzer's taking 4th away. Colin Brown now drops back to 3rd. Mike Skinner running 2nd, trying to chase down that 33 of Ron Hornaday. Skinner wants to be the spoiler tonight.
Michael, you said lap 160 was the last possible instant you could get new tires. That's when they got it, lap 161. There's new tires on the 8, there's new tires on the 15, and they're marching towards the front as well as the 5.
How does Dennis Setzer do it? Every time he qualifies near the back of the field, he races around the middle of the field until they get ready to open the pay window. And here he comes.
Skinner had a look to the inside of Ron Hornaday. Hornaday's going to keep that outside groove. Skinner's been really good on the inside with those fresher tires.
Skinner and Hornaday. It doesn't get any better than this in the trucks.
Skinner moving to the inside, looking to the inside. Now just 7 laps of racing to go. Can Hornaday hold him off?
And I think Mike Skinner needs all 7 of them, Phil. We don't need to see a caution, or he doesn't need to see a caution.
Hornaday stays to the outside. Can Skinner make the pass? He gets out of the gas a little bit earlier. Hornaday stays in the gas, the momentum. Can he hold on? One more time, he goes across the start-finish line, your leader.
He's got to do that 12 more times, 6 more laps, and he's got to do it on each end of the racetrack.
Ron Hornaday trying to stay in front of Mike Skinner. How close can Hornaday come to getting 4 in a row, or will he
get that magic number. 4 wins in a row. It's never been done before. He holds on another lap. 5 to go here at O'Reilly Raceway Park.
There have been 5 other guys try to win 4 in a row.
Bruce Skinner's all up beside him now. Look at, he still kept his nose up beside his quarter panel. He's a little bit better than in 3 and 4 than he is in 1 and 2.
And look who's coming behind him. Here comes Stetzer and Almirola making a 4-way battle for the lead.
Here comes Dennis Setzer. Eric Almirola also getting fresh tires, and he is right in the mix.
Watch Setzer now. If Skinner goes to the inside, he's going to try to close that hole up on the outside.
Hornaday staying in front of Mike Skinner. When they come by the next time, it'll be just 3 laps of racing to go. Can Hornaday hold on?
God, this is frustrating for Skinner, having the truck to get beside Hornaday, but not enough to get past him. And knowing that if he slips at all or makes a calculated error, Setzer and Almirola is going to be all over him.
Almirola now goes after Setzer on the inside. They make a little contact.
The battle for third continues. Eric Almirola to the inside of the 8 of Dennis Setzer. Hornaday trying to hold on. Here comes Skinner once again to the inside. A hard charge. They're side by side at the stripe. 2 laps of racing to go. Into the lap traffic. The white flag is in the air.
They're side by side coming to the checkered flag.
They pulled the white flag back. The leader had given the flagman had given the white flag, but they pulled it back.
We saw him throw the white flag, and now they're going to throw it one more time. This is it. Final lap at O'Reilly Raceway Park. Ron Hornaday in front of Mike Skinner. Here comes Eric Almirola on the inside of the 8 of Dennis Setzer. Can Hornaday do it? Can he make history? And can Skinner be the spoiler? 1 turn remaining.
Norm Benning can be a bit of a pick for Hornaday, but he's not even going to need that, I don't think, Phil.
To the outside. Hornaday will set a record. 4 in a row in the Camping World Truck Series.
What a race, huh?
What a job. And Eric Almirola got that 3rd spot from Setzer for a best career finish.
So now there are 10 trucks on the lead lap. Ruttman tries to get by. Mike Bliss just ahead of the race leaders. Here's Chuck Bowden in the truck 99. He's had a lot of problems here today. Joe Ruttman's got a long way to go, but just ahead of these trucks, there's a big knot of traffic that if they get to him, it's going to be tough to get through.
Mike is down to about a 5-truck length lead right now for Hornaday as the white flag comes out.
Ron Hornaday Jr. trails Mike Bliss up to turn 2, into turn 3. Here comes Ruttman. Ruttman's going to be there. It's a truck length difference. Ruttman is there. Hornaday down to the bottom on Bliss. Ducks to the inside and wins it. 14th Truck Series win for Hornaday. 3rd time he's led every lap of the race. And Joe Ruttman comes so close.
Waves from Alan Porter. 11 trucks on the lead lap. David Starr working back there has never won in Craftsman truck competition. Terry Cook said it could go to 200 laps. They have now gone to 205 laps. He and Setzer both in the same boat on fuel mileage. Can they come down and hang on in overtime and get the white and then the checkered flag?
These guys, not only does Terry Cook have to keep Dennis Setzer behind him, he's thinking, I'm going to run out of fuel any second now. And David Starr on the inside.
Starr is pushing him. David Starr is pushing him. He's never won in NASCAR Craftsman trucks. Wayne and Connie Spears, who own that truck, have never won. Contact into the concrete. John Wood is there. Kevin Harvick has never won. He's back on the lead lap. He's pedaling hard. Less than a half a lap from the checkered flag. Will Cook have the gas? Will Setzer have the gas? Will Starr get the first win?
Look at David Starr looking on the inside of Dennis Setzer. Little contact. Look at it right against him, Doc.
Right against him. They're bumper to bumper. It's Ford, Chevrolet, and Terry Cook will hang on. Unbelievable. Cook, then Setzer, then Starr in overtime for the 4th time at Loudon, New Hampshire.
First attempt at a green-white checker finish. Green flag is in the air. A great restart by the 18, a slow restart by the 33 of Hornaday.
Looked like Ron missed a shift. He had a big run on Todd Bodine. He was going to be able to make his life even more difficult, but his momentum was lost. Now it's up to Kyle Busch and Todd Bodine to settle it between them.
Down the backstretch they go. The 17 of Timothy Peters making a run. Or Justin Lofton, excuse me, in the 7 making a run.
What about Justin up in the top 5?
For the second week in a row, potentially.
Coming out of turn 4, Kyle Busch now. We'll see the white flag one more time around Chicago.
What's Todd going to do? Is he going to try to get to the outside of him, Michael?
I think he's going to tuck down low there and see if he can do something with him in the other end. Runs the same tire tracks that Kyle Busch runs off turn 2. Kyle tries to block to the bottom. Todd stays high.
Down the backstretch they go. A 2-truck length advantage for Kyle Busch as they enter turn number 3. Kyle Busch trying to make it 2 wins in a row. The only driver to win at Chicagoland, and he will keep it perfect. Chicago is Kyle's town. So we will have our first attempt at a green-white checker finish.
Wow. And
Joey Logano, that's been the big story as far as coming through the field. After restarting 16th, he made his way all the way up to battle with Kyle Larson for the lead.
This is as good as it gets right here. Kyle Larson has been dominant, and he's done an amazing job with everything we've asked him to do. He's done it today, but now he's got a guy beside him with Cup experience, over 300 NASCAR starts on fresher tires. If he could pull this off, he's the man.
Would you change up your strategy? Because we've seen Joey Logano make a lot of passes on the high side. Would you change your strategy up and go outside?
Do you remember the move that Kyle put on Johnny Sauter down into turn 1 on the bottom of the racetrack? Johnny had him passed. He drove down into turn 1 so hard, but that truck stuck and he made the corner. No, I'm going to stick on the bottom. I'm going to try to run the 2 fastest laps of the day, and I understand what a challenge I'm faced with.
Kyle Larson has been so close to getting that first win. This was Phoenix a year ago.
That's Brian Scott, the 18, on the outside on a late restart to get that win.
Kyle Larson, oh so close, but that was his best finish in second at Phoenix. Ray.
I looked up just a little while ago and I said, well, the 19's out of this one. They're dropping back in a lap down. How in the world did you guys get back in this race?
Joey hasn't given up yet, and we're not over yet. We want to win it. And I got the best driver we could bring here. Joey flew in last night red-eye to go here and run a race and try to win a truck race, and I'm just hoping we can pull it off for him and for everybody that did this. Let's go watch the restart.
All right, go get him. That's Brad Keselowski. He'll be behind this wheel of this truck later this year. Here we go. Ready to go green, guys.
Kyle Larson on the inside. A great restart for Kyle Larson. Logano on the outside.
How about Johnny Sauter? Can he pull up and mess with Logano long enough to let Larson get away?
Kyle Larson now has a 2-truck length lead as they go down the backstretch. Trying to stretch it out. Joey Logano now has cleared the 98.
Clear.
He is in second.
We need to stay green till they get to the white flag.
Coming out of turn number 4. Out in front, Kyle Larson sees the white flag. One more time around the rock. But here comes Logano. He's at the bottom of the racetrack. Kyle Larson goes up high. The gap is closed as they come out of 2.
We've seen a lot of passes at Rockingham through the years off of turn number 4.
There's so many different lines down here. Joey's going to go high, Kyle low. What line will work? Can Joey Logano get the run off 4?
Coming out of turn number 4, the momentum with the 19. He moves to the inside. Kyle Larson's going to win at Rockingham.
Woo! What a great finish.
What an amazing job by that young man.
Good job, guys.
Kyle Larson gets his first career win in just his 5th Camping World Truck Series start.
White checkered for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Bobby Hamilton out in front of Jack Sprague, Shane Meal, Todd Cleaver, and Rich Bickle. The green flag flies. 2 laps of racing to go.
Shane Meal had his truck right under Jack Sprague, pushing him down the straightaway, and he's under him.
These drivers are going to be at a big disadvantage when they get to the bottom of the racetrack if they try to make a move on the bottom, because it's very slick down there. A lot of speedy drive right there.
White flag comes out. Bobby Hamilton in front of Jack Sprague. Shane Meal drops back a truck length. Now Jack Sprague, the only competitor that is in range to take over the top spot from Bobby Hamilton. Hamilton needs a perfect turn to win this race. As he comes through 3 and 4, he will get that perfect turn and win the UAW GM 250.
What a great run by Bobby Hamilton. Those guys were not able to do anything with him. Such a difficult racetrack to pass on, but there you see Jack Sprague congratulating Bobby Hamilton. Here comes Shane Meal. He wants to say, let me congratulate him too.
3 laps of racing to go. Green flag back in the air. Everyone on their feet here in Iowa.
Tom Bodine blocks to the bottom, doesn't let Johnny Sauter take him 3 wide. I like that move by Tom Bodine. Johnny had the option to crash him, didn't decide to do it, but he was able to drive off turn 2 with that second spot.
And Ryan Blaney able to stay out in front on this restart. He has about a 0.2 of a second lead over Todd Bodine.
And none of these trucks right behind him, other than maybe Johnny Sauter, has had the speed to run with him tonight. Ryan Blaney, if he can get back to the start-finish line, he's got a shot at winning this thing.
Look at Ty Dillon. He's going to get on the outside of Todd Bodine. Todd squeezes, but he doesn't have enough room.
Here comes Ty Dillon. The battle for second is on as they go through 3 and 4. Dillon with the momentum on the high side. He'll take second away. This time by. White flag in the air. One more time around Iowa Speedway.
We know we're going to finish this thing. The next flag's going to do it. Ty Dillon doing all he can. They're up high.
Dillon working down the backstretch. Does he have enough time? Can he get the momentum as they go through 3 and 4?
That's what that high side does, Rick. It builds momentum. He's going to make a run at him.
Coming through turn 4 into the front stretch. The 29 of Ryan Blaney will win the race at Iowa. You just saw the youngest winner in Camping World Truck Series history make it back to the checkered flag.
We are working our 7th caution of the day, and we are going to have a green-white checkered situation. And this is the reason that we are under yellow. Randy Tolsma into the wall in turn 4. Take another look at it.
He comes down. He's trying to get by his teammate. The left side goes down, hits the apron of the racetrack. He de-wedges the truck. Around he goes. It backs her in the fence, and I don't believe Stefanik made any contact as we have green flag.
So we got a 2-lap shootout for the 5th time in Jack Sprague's career. 6th, actually. He's won 1 of them, lost 4, including last week. I guarantee you he is not going to let anybody go by without a fight. This time by, white flag. 1 lap to go for Jack Sprague. Dennis Setzer right behind him. For one of them, it's going to be victory number 1 of 1999. Through the back straightaway, Setzer trying to close. Does he have enough track? I don't think so. Through turns 3 and 4, Jack Sprague going to pick up victory number 1 after 3 second-place runs. Setzer 2nd, Andy Houston 3rd, Stacy Compton 4th, Jimmy Hensley in 5th. And look at this team from the depths of depression last week after a heartbreak defeat. They come back to climb the mountaintop and win the O'Reilly Auto Parts 200.
In a presentation fitting of its importance, the new NASCAR Super Truck Series was unveiled to the capacity crowd at the Mesa Raceway in what can only be described as fantastic. Fireworks, smoke, music, lights, camera, action. Congratulations to NASCAR for a superb debut of a new touring series that no doubt will build to a huge success and a loyal fan following. What's more, a whole field of off-road drivers that prefer the confines of a truck are available to fill the ranks of the Super Truck Series, which, after an exhibition season this year, will get down to business in 1995 with a 20-event season that will give both coasts ample viewing time. The 20-lap race was won by Steve Jones in the number 1 Vessel Stallion Farms Valvoline Ford. So now, sit back and enjoy a sampling of the new NASCAR Super Truck Series. And who knows, maybe there's a super truck in your future. So go down to your local truck dealer and tell them you want to test drive a new NASCAR Super Truck. And tell them CMSN sent you.
Something happened with Crawford right there. Dropped back a couple. You see that there?
Yep, yeah. Crawford slowing. I tell you what else I see. I see some lap traffic that may come into play here to decide this win.
I don't know what happened to Rick right there, but if he got messed up on his own and had to check up or whatever, but he got dropped back. Now it looks like he's all right again. Woo! Lap traffic, almost a problem.
Yeah, you could see it coming. Maybe Rick didn't want to be number 7, Doc.
I don't know. That could be right. That was close back there, though.
This might get good. It already is good. It might get great.
I was going to say.
Bobby had to check up. Now Musgrave is all over him. See if we can return the favor down here in turn 2.
3 laps of racing to go, and the battle is on. Bobby Hamilton and Ted Musgrave, the two that have won this race before, are battling for it right now.
And don't count out Brendan Gaughan in the 3rd Dodge. He's right there with him, too. We saw that one little miscue with the last truck, and that's enough. That's all it takes.
That's all it takes. And I tell you what, I've been watching. The engine, the horsepower, looks equal in these 2 Dodges. It's who's getting through the turns. I heard Bobby say yesterday, man, I've got a motor. And so does Musgrave.
Sure does.
And we talked about earlier how the line is so important. And Bobby Hamilton now out there dictating what line he runs.
Probably got 1,000,000 miles. Now there's little Bobby right there. Is he proud of it? Or is he proud of Dad? Is he proud of the pit crew, Dorsey?
He's proud of everybody. I tell you what, they're all doing the job. That's a team right there, and they're all working like they're supposed to.
And you see, Newt needs a seatbelt.
Yeah, you got to tie him down.
Everybody in the grandstands are on their feet right now.
Brendan Gaughan is getting a free driver lesson today. That's a good thing. White flag coming by, boys. We're going to have 1 to go.
In front of you.
Boy, I love to hear that when I'm in the lead. Doggone it.
1 to go. 2 truck links between your leader and second. This is going to be a great finish as Bobby Hamilton takes him down the backstretch. Ted Musgrave right behind him.
Turn 2 is the best place to make a move. Ted gained on him, but he couldn't quite do it. Look coming here. Watch going into 3.
It's tightening up. Ted Musgrave on the inside. Bobby Hamilton on the outside.
The bottom.
As they come through 3 and 4. Ted Musgrave on the inside. Bobby Hamilton is going to be able to close the door, and Hamilton wins the Craftsman 200.
Green flag back in the air. Hornaday in front of Bodine. Will the engine hold on? Skinner moves to the outside of Bodine as Bodine moves down to the bottom of the racetrack.
I think that engine is definitely crippled on that 30 truck. He may run okay through the corners, but he's going to lose it down the straightaway. Skinner to second and Matt Crafton to 3rd.
How about the run by Matt Crafton? An impressive performance tonight after starting in the 15th position.
You know, we talked about Matt Crafton struggling here as of late, but darn, he's got some fresher. He's got the freshest tires he's had all night.
Rewind. Brian Scott on the outside. Ricky Carmichael on the inside. Here comes the 24. What a move by David Starr to the outside of Dennis Setzer.
You know, Crafton pitted under that caution, which means his tires are a little bit newer than the guys he's racing against. But he can't seem to do anything with Skinner. And Skinner's got his desire is to go catch that 33. He wants to beat Hornaday bad.
Hornaday with almost a half a second lead over Skinner as they come to the start-finish line. 3 laps of racing to go. Ray Dunlap.
And Crafton came down pit road the last time. They made a track bar adjustment and went down on the right rear jack bolt. And he said that really made his truck a lot better in the center of the corner.
Take a look at this. David Starr, Brian Scott up front. Then you've got Dennis Setzer in the 8. Ricky Carmichael in the 4 on the outside, all battling for position. Chad McCumbee in the 0-7, James Busher in the 10.
How about that run on the outside by Ricky Carmichael?
Carmichael all the way up to the 10th spot and moving forward. And there's the gap now between 1 and 2 with 2 laps to go. Hornaday just in front of Skinner.
Skinner's got a better truck. He's able to close in on Hornaday, but closing in on him and past him, 2 different stories. Watch Skinner. Will he go high through 3 and 4? That's where he's been making some good time.
He does. He goes to the high side of the racetrack. Going to try to run that corner wide open. Doesn't look like he gained much on Hornaday.
Does he have anything for Hornaday? The final lap. White flag goes in the air. Hornaday just in front of Skinner.
Remember, both of these drivers have won here at Kentucky Speedway.
This could be the first repeat winner at Kentucky Speedway. Will Ron Hornaday be able to do it, or will Skinner be able to get him? Down the backstretch they go.
He gets a good run off that second turn.
Here comes Skinner all over the back bumper of Hornaday as they go into turn 3.
Skinner goes to the high side again.
Keeping the momentum up. Skinner in the gas. Hornaday coming out of turn number 4. Hornaday stays in front of Skinner. Hornaday will win again in Kentucky.
3 in a row for Ron Hornaday.
2009, extremely good for Hornaday. That's his 4th win of the season. And as you mentioned, 3 races in a row for Ron Hornaday. The momentum continues for that 33 team.
And Randy's in the pit of Mike Skinner, but here we go. 2 laps. Green is out. Good restart for Corelli. No granny gear in that 6 truck.
All that speculation was for naught. They both done. Look at the move. Look at this. Wow, Hornaday just shot right up onto the rear tailgate of that car. And he's going under him. Something wrong with Corelli. He just didn't get down. He didn't protect the bottom.
They don't touch. Clean, hard knuckle racing. 1 lap to go. Hornaday up front.
Wow, I can't believe that.
No point racing here, folks. Or last chance. And you saw the 6 truck try the bottom. They made a little contact. Here comes Skinner. Checkered flag. Ron Hornaday to win it sideways. Whoa!
Zane Smith in the 38, Kligerman in the 75. They've split the first 2 stages, and they are the 2 out front to battle for the win. 3 laps left at Mid-Ohio.
Good entry for the 38 there.
Hocevar pulls up alongside of Kligerman for second. Kligerman trying to defend his position against Friesen.
Zane's trying to guard against overdrive in that corner like he did on the last
Kligerman's
restart.
got the inside position. Zane went a little deep.
Still a good drive off for the 38, though. Zane's got that drive. Parker's going to try to pack a little air into that right rear.
For the lead, Kligerman and Zane Smith in the final laps at Mid-Ohio. Kligerman's going to get the spot. Back in the front is the 75. Hocevar and Friesen battling for third, and Hocevar is going to get that position. Man, it is tight back there.
They're leaning on each other little by little. That's going to let Kligerman and Smith get away a tiny bit. Oh, the 88
Crafton has gone around. The 44 of Chris Wright as well, but we stay green. Well, the last thing Kligerman wants now is a caution and have to do that restart again.
They've got a little bit of a gap over Hocevar now in third. Looks like they'll be able to settle it among themselves.
Can we see Zane coming to 2 to go here? Go to school on Parker again. Maybe pull off the same exact move. Parker wants to shut him down.
Nearly contact, but Zane Smith gets to the inside and pulls up alongside Kligerman again for the lead.
Full replay of the first time he went for it. Who's going to go deeper into the keyhole? They're both pretty deep. Parker's on the preferred line. If he can square it up and get that drive off, it's his.
Kligerman's got the spot. Smith right there in the shadow.
Parker's got to choose. Does he stay on the dry line, sweep in from wide, get that big radius in, or does he defend because he knows the 38? He's going to defend. He's got to defend. He's got to park him wherever he can. He's got to take whatever air off that nose that he can so that that truck doesn't turn into the fast stuff very well. Oh, Parker locks the rears a little bit. Good battle here. These 2 going at it could let the 42 catch back up. Through Thunder Valley, 38 is right there. 38's got a good truck.
He is right there. He's made all the moves, though, down the front straightaway going into turn 1 and 2.
He's got the 75 looking in his mirrors more than he's looking out his windshield right now. And that's exactly the place you want to put that. You want to put that pressure on that leader to make that mistake. He can't drive around 99% right now. It's got to be right on it. And that's here. Strongman, the 38 gets such a good run off an unusual corner here.
The white flag, it's the final lap. 1 lap left. Kligerman and Zane Smith battling for the lead.
Will we have our 18th different winner, or will Zane Smith finally break the streak?
Remember how much carnage we had in this back part of the racetrack over here, the technical part, the S's, when they get there.
So important here, who gets this drive off. This is going to be the real last place that the 38's got to make a pass here cleanly without using that bump and run. There's an extra 50 grand on the line. 38's pretty far back. Will he get it in there?
Tries it in deep, but Kligerman's got the spot, and Smith can't get there. It's down to these 2. Hocevar more than a second back. Kligerman gaps Zane Smith just a bit. Parker Kligerman, a two-time winner in this series, but he hasn't won since 2017. It's been a while. Zane Smith, 3 wins this season. Can Smith get to the bumper and make another move on Kligerman before the end in the final lap here? One last shot at him. One more time. Can he get to the bumper? No, it's Parker Kligerman winning at Mid-Ohio.
Wonderful, awesome job by both of those drivers. What a professional go on it. The 75 deserves that. Our 18th different winner, Zane Smith, extremely professional there. Really could have moved the 75 out of the way.
Pretty emotional. Great job in there, bud. Go plant your flag.
Praise God. Great job, Parker. Great job, everybody. I'm so proud of everybody. I'm so proud of everybody. I love you, Parker.
Leffler just hasn't had the speed all day these other two guys have shown. But look at these two Roush trucks now. They're going to get together here.
197 laps complete. Ted Musgrave goes down the backstretch. He is your leader. He has just 2.5 laps remaining. If he is able to hold on, it will be his second win of the season. But again, he will be the 6th different winner at this track in 6 races.
Don't forget about what these guys did at Texas. They laid on each other big time in Texas for that finish. And here they go again. Watch now. It's Carl Edwards in the 99 working under the 50 in the lap truck in front. He's trying to position. That's Bradbury.
Yeah, we talked about the lap traffic here. This is a carryover, Doris. He's got to hurry up and make a move here. As you see, they have to slow down for the lap traffic, and they lose momentum. One of them loses momentum.
It was actually Michael Dokken that was in that other car.
White flag.
White flag comes out, guys. Ted Musgrave out in front. Ultra Motorsports. Jimmy Smith's been a part of this series since its inception in 1995. He's had a truck running in every race, all 200 of them, and also they were currently in second in the all-time wins behind Roush. Now, if Ted Musgrave can hold on,
Popple's right there.
He comes out of turn number 4, and Ted Musgrave wins the O'Reilly 200.
Let's go. Moffitt on the inside, getting a big push from his teammate Sheldon Creed. NASCAR overtime at Kansas.
The outside lane was nowhere. None of them were assembled very well. And Moffitt and Creed take off. On the inside, he's sideways.
In fact, Moffitt got a little shove from the 51 of Chandler, or excuse me, Creed got a little shove from the 51 of Chandler Smith. And now Smith pulls up side by side for second while Moffitt has grabbed the advantage.
Austin Hill, who put on lefts, he's running 4th right now, looking to cut to the bottom. Is he going to have enough momentum to make a move?
Brett Moffitt coming to get the white flag here at Kansas.
Big draft by Sheldon Creed. He's closing in on Moffitt.
Moffitt is doing everything right. He's going to carve back down to the bottom, and he's going to move on up to try to block the air. Creed trying to cut underneath him. He's not going to get there.
And here comes Austin Hill. He's cleared those trucks. He's 3rd.
But it's a 2-horse race right now as Brett Moffitt tries to hold off his teammate Sheldon Creed. Moffitt 4 times a runner-up, but he's going to open up the round of 8 with a win at Kansas.
Yeah,
he
great
did
job.
it.
Great job. Way to go, Moffitt.
All right, guys, what are we going to see?
We're going to see John Hunter dive hard into turn 1, maybe slip up a little bit. We've already seen it once, and if that happens, watch Moffitt. He's thinking 3 wide.
John Hunter Nemechek on the inside. Kyle Benjamin outside. Row 2, it's Brett Moffitt and Noah Gragson. 7 laps left at Martinsville.
Another good restart by Benjamin. John Hunter has to give him room.
Nemechek gets the spot. Benjamin slips up just a little coming off of 4.
There's a little bit of a gap. He was able to get there in front of Moffitt in the 2nd spot.
Gragson now pushed to the outside. Myatt Snyder gives him a little bump. Gragson holds on to 5th. How about this log jam? Camping World 5 to go at Martinsville.
In my defense, that should have been a caution. they didn't wreck. I don't know how.
Well, I saw you jump up, so I figured something was going on.
John Hunter Nemechek trying to hold off Kyle Benjamin. Brett Moffitt in third. Hoping for another opportunity, but I don't think he's going to get it unless he gets a caution here in these final laps.
Man, Vince, it's so easy to spin a wheel up off the corner and lose your momentum. John Hunter needs to run most 3 perfect laps of his career right here to hold off charging Kyle Benjamin.
And look at Benjamin close it up.
Focus. All you gotta do is
John
focus,
Hunter's
man. Don't worry.
grandmother there on the left-hand side of the screen.
Boy, Benjamin is right there, guys.
Kyle Benjamin has closed the gap. It's about a quarter second. Can he get to the back bumper of John Hunter Nemechek? When they come to the line, there will be 2 laps. 2 laps left. 1 mile to go.
This is the same truck that John Hunter won 2 races with last year, Iowa and Gateway.
Great corner by Nemechek. He's able to pull Benjamin a bit. Kyle dives hard into the corner, closes that gap.
One more time around for John Hunter Nemechek. Can he hold off Kyle Benjamin? White flag lap at Martinsville.
It's going to take
Benjamin gets to him, but just can't quite get to the bumper. So close.
It's going to take a bump to do it, I think, Vince.
Into turn 3.
Rolling up to you here. Still clear.
Benjamin to the back bumper.
You all right? Stay in it. Stay.
Pulling inside, but he's not going to do it. It's going to be John Hunter Nemechek winning at Martinsville. Well, no surprise that we're going to get some late race drama. We've had the final lead change in the last 5 laps and 5 of the last 7 visits here to Texas Motor Speedway.
This is it, Vince, right here.
Stuart Friesen and Johnny Sauter. Sauter on the inside, giving them the green, and there's 2 to go at Texas. Justin Haley moves into the 2nd spot, and Matt Crafton coming around the outside to try to challenge. Haley trying to hold off Friesen.
Friesen's going to have a bad angle when he gets down to the corner.
Friesen around the inside to 2nd. Johnny Sauter gets the white flag. There is 1 lap to go at Texas.
What a great job on that first lap after the restart for Johnny.
Friesen trying to close the gap. Friesen seeking his first career win. Sauter trying to hold on for his 4th of the season. Johnny Sauter holding off Friesen. Friesen looking inside. No! Johnny Sauter's going to win it for the 5th time at Texas.
Side by side for the lead. Ryan Blaney on the outside. Kyle Busch on the inside. Busch has the advantage as they come back by the stripe. This time, 6 laps to go.
Blaney has the momentum from the high side. We've seen him make that high side work, but Kyle Busch is fighting hard on the inside.
Door to door once again. Kyle Busch on the inside. Blaney way up the racetrack. Here comes the 17 of Timothy Peters. Peters takes 2nd away.
Was Kyle Busch not running about 10th about 20 laps ago?
He was getting ready to get lapped, Phil. Timothy Peters had caught him to lap him. Now he's going to win the race.
Ryan Blaney goes back to the inside, looking to get by the 17 of Timothy Peters. Kyle Busch, this time by 4 laps to go.
Remember the issue between the 17 of Peters and the 29 of Blaney.
Look at Peters dialing his truck in to go make a run on Kyle Busch.
And Johnny Sauter in the 98 has come up to the 4th spot. He challenges Ryan Blaney.
3 wide off of 4.
Under 3 laps to go. Kyle Busch trying to hold off Timothy Peters.
Timothy Peters has dominated this race. Fell back on the restart, lacked for a little bit of fuel, but now he's driving up on the bumper of Kyle Busch.
You saw Joey Coulter falling back. 2 to go from Bristol. Less than a mile remaining. Kyle Busch in front of Timothy Peters. Ryan Blaney runs 3rd. Johnny Sauter is 4th.
Look at that run on the inside for Timothy Peters.
Here comes Timothy Peters. 1 lap to go. Side by side going into turn 1.
White flag is in the air. Timothy Peters moving to the inside. Kyle Busch on the outside. The final 2 turns. Coming out of turn number 4. Timothy Peters. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch will win. Peters will slide.
And it hard into the inside wall.
Ted Musgrave looking to make history. 4 consecutive wins in one event. With eight laps to go, Todd Bodine begins to reel him in.
He can see him now, Rick. He can see him. He can smell him. He was so close to victory last week at Las Vegas. He looked like he gained on him getting in the corner right there. Listen to his throttle. He has to feather the he's gaining on him noticeably.
You can see the gap shrinking between the 1 and the 30, and here comes Todd Bodine.
Look at him dip to the inside, go for the lead on the inside of Ted Musgrave.
Todd Bodine on the inside. Musgrave trapped behind a slower lap truck, and Todd Bodine takes away the top spot from Ted Musgrave.
Whoa, Musgrave pulled right up behind him, got him loose, and moves back to the inside.
Side by side down the backstretch. Todd Bodine on the outside, Ted Musgrave on the inside. Musgrave's going to check up, and he'll let Todd Bodine move ahead, and now as they come to the corner, Todd Bodine on the outside, Ted Musgrave on the inside. Bodine able to hold on to the top spot, but man, nobody wants to relinquish the lead.
Looked like he wiggled again there, and he allowed Ted Musgrave to get side by side. What a race!
Side by side, they go across the start-finish line, and
too close to call.
It was too close to call who went across first. Side by side, Ted Musgrave got the nod, but it's Todd Bodine on the high side, and they're still side by side. This is for the top spot.
Todd drives in a little bit harder. Ted Musgrave backs off a little bit earlier, but Ted beats him off the corner.
Down the backstretch they go. Todd Bodine up next to the wall. Ted Musgrave moves up to Todd Bodine. Musgrave letting off a little bit as Bodine able to keep his foot in the accelerator, taking a little bit higher line than Musgrave, and now he'll tuck in behind him.
If Todd can just keep Ted Musgrave behind him, he's got clean racetrack, but Ted Musgrave can pull right up on his bumper, and if he gets him loose, Todd wiggles. He has to chase the truck up the hill. Let's see how close he can get.
We're inside 5 to go. Todd Bodine out in front of Ted Musgrave.
Such a great run through the center of the corner. Ted Musgrave got on the throttle earlier in Todd Bodine, not quite able this time to pull up on the inside.
And we've seen drivers, once they get close to that white line, the trucks loosen up a little bit. If Ted Musgrave's able to tuck right in behind Todd Bodine, that will loosen the truck up even more.
Ted able to gain a little bit more in the center of the corner, not quite able to get to his tailgate. Ted appears to be a little bit better down in 1 and 2 than he is in 3 and 4.
4 to go.
Ted needs to get right up on his tailgate. Try to loosen him up in the center of the corner. See him jumping the throttle early. Look at Todd wiggle.
There was the wiggle we were talking about. Todd Bodine getting a little loose, but able to stay on the accelerator, and he pulls away from Ted as they come out of turn 2.
Never backed off. That's some serious driving right there. As loose as he got, as sideways as he got, he never let off the throttle.
This Jermaine Arnold team is impressive. Todd Bodine, his 4th race, and looking to have his 3rd top 5 finish.
There's Don Arnold right there. I'm telling you, he's pretty excited. He said, "Go, Todd."
3 to go.
This is the corner where Ted seems to be able to gain the most. Right in the center of the corner, he's able to get a throttle. He doesn't quite get as close that time as he has in laps previous.
Todd Bodine wants that first win in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He's won at this racetrack before in a Busch car, and I believe you were in that race.
I was. Had a great car that day. Had trouble on pit road, and Todd was able to win that race. But remember, Ted Musgrave is going for a record-tying 4 in a row here.
They come up on slower lap traffic. The 67 of J.R. Patton moves to the inside. Todd Bodine followed closely by Ted Musgrave with 2 laps to go.
Ted's a little bit closer right now than he was a lap before. Let's see if he can drive up to his bumper in the center.
2 laps to go. It's become a 2-truck race. Down the back stretch they go. They're separated by less than 0.2 of a second. Todd Bodine wants to claim his first Truck Series race. Ted Musgrave wants to claim his 4th race in a row at this racetrack.
See Todd opening up a little bit down in turns 3 and 4. Let's see what Ted can do with him down the front straightaway and into turn 1 and 2.
This time by the white flag will fly. 1 lap to go. It's Todd Bodine in front of Ted Musgrave.
That's the biggest gap Todd's had this entire race as his owner, Don Arnold, co-owner, looks on. Big gap right there, about 4 or 5 truck lengths. Ted not able to drive up on him like he has been in laps previous.
Down the backstretch. Can Ted Musgrave reel in Todd Bodine with less than a mile to go in this race? Todd Bodine, 4 truck lengths in front of Ted Musgrave.
4th start for the Jermaine Arnold Toyota, and it looks like maybe victory number 1.
Coming through 3 and 4. Smoke problems in front of him. And Todd Bodine and Ted Musgrave both missed Kelly Sutton. And it will be Todd Bodine claiming his first ever victory in the Truck Series.
Green is waving. Who's going to win it, Eldora? Briscoe on the bottom and Enfinger on top of him. Side by side down the backstretch. Coming to the white flag. Too close to call at the line. It's the last lap at Eldora, and Briscoe and Enfinger are banging doors side by side.
Freezing in the fence off 2.
Through 3 and 4. Who's going to win it? The Dirt Derby. Briscoe nudging ahead. Enfinger coming, and it's going to be Chase Briscoe. Oh, yeah. Into turn 5. Custer gets through it.
Nemechek's gained a little bit of ground on him here. Off of 5.
This is a tough corner we're coming to. If Cole Custer is conservative at all, John Hunter Nemechek can get there.
Under the bridge, coming to turn 8. Nemechek right on the bumper of Cole Custer. Custer getting through. Here they come through turn 9. Nemechek gives him a little bump. Custer hanging on. Nemechek gets into it. John Hunter Nemechek and Cole Custer. They're rocking and spinning, coming to the line. Who is it going to be? Side by side through the grass.
I think it looked like Nemechek to me, but I'm not sure.
Jimmy Howell waves the green flag for the green, white, and checkered dash to the checkered flag. Overtime for the 5th time in 2002. Can Harvick hold off Musgrave? How about Crawford who's back there? They're battling for position behind them. There's a 60-29 of Quaffle and Cook.
Terry Cook got a great restart. Got him beside Travis Quaffle, not able to make the pass. Here they come, Doc, for the white flag.
Jimmy Howell waving the white flag down there as they come by. Can Harvick get his first career victory in NASCAR's Craftsman trucks? Will Chevy win the manufacturer's title? Can Musgrave do anything? He wobbles coming off turn 2.
He's doing all he can do, Doc. He's on the hammer.
Half a mile from the checkered flag in the Chevy Silverado 150. Here comes Musgrave on the inside.
Is he going to use the bumper?
Fans are on their feet. They touch out of turn 4. And a Chevrolet will win the Chevy Silverado 150. What a finish for Kevin Harvick and Ted Musgrave.
Right now, Eric Darnell has a mirror full of Mike Skinner. Colin Brown runs 3rd. Matt Crafton 4th. John Andretti in 5th. Hornaday could be your point leader when we leave here. He is in 6th. Rick Crawford runs 7th. Brendan Gaughan back into the top 10. He runs 8th. TJ Bell is 9th. And Jeff Green, top 10. Green flag back in the air. Mike Skinner all over the back bumper of Eric Darnell. This time, he's going to go to the high side. Skinner trying to make the move on the outside.
Side by side off for turn 2. We'll see if Eric can fight back on the inside. They're lined up on the outside drafting.
There he goes down the backstretch. It is a drag race. Skinner has the edge. Colin Brown tried to make the move by the 99. Here comes Darnell back on the inside. We will have 1 lap to determine this one tonight. The white flag in the air. Skinner, Darnell cross the start-finish line.
Look at 3 wide there. Remember, if the caution flag would have come out, this race would be over. Eric needs to do something now.
Mike Skinner looking to find victory lane again in his career. Problems behind him. Will that bring out the caution? Not yet. They're holding it out. No caution as of this point. It's going to be a battle. Here comes Eric Darnell. He charges to the outside. Coming out of turn number 4, side by side. Who's going to win it? It is going to be Mike Skinner. Skinner will win it over Eric Darnell.
How about that finish?
Big crash right in front of the start-finish line. Colin Brown with a lot of damage.
First attempt at a green-white checker finish from Homestead-Miami Speedway in the 2012 season. Green flag back in the air. Kyle Busch with a great restart once again.
And you talked about Paluto. He's looking to the inside. Look at Johnny Sauter going up the middle, trying to get between Joey Coulter and Cale Gale.
4 wide as they come out of turn number 2. Timothy Peters doing whatever he can to try to get a glimmer of hope for this championship as you see the 3 on the apron way down against the inside wall.
Will Kyle Busch get to victory lane for the first time in 2012 in his truck?
This time by, the white flag will fly one more time around in the 2012 season.
Look at the run that Cale Gale got off turn 4. He drove right up on the tailgate of Kyle Busch.
Cale Gale looks to the inside. Kyle Busch run in the middle of the racetrack. Coming out of 2. Cale Gale goes to the inside. No contact made. Cale Gale has the advantage down the backstretch. Now here comes Kyle Busch once again. Into turn 3. Kyle Busch running the middle. Cale Gale the inside as they come out of turn number 4. Cale Gale with the advantage. Does the momentum carry Kyle Busch back to the start-finish line? They hit. They come across.
Cale Gale wins.
Cale Gale will win at Homestead.
Woo!
How about that? What a great job by Cale Gale.
Cale Gale rubbing against Kyle Busch as they came out of turn number 4.
You got it.
Cale Gale wins the last race of the year.
Pace truck is pulling off. We're getting ready to go green, and it is flying. And Jack Sprague was really bogging it down, trying to hold everybody back. We're going to go green, white checker. He protected the right side because that's the only way you can pass. So now it looks like Wallace is about 3 truck lengths behind. On board with Ron Hornaday. He's got his hands full. That's about the back of Jimmy Hensley.
And boy, has Ron Hornaday ever salvaged a day here on a day when his truck really wasn't very good.
This time by, it'll be the white flag. A little bit high. Jack Sprague. Here comes Mike Wallace.
Wallace has got a good runoff for.
1 lap to go. It looks like Wallace has the only shot at taking victory from Jack Sprague. Oh, he's loose.
Look at this. Wallace with a runoff too. Well, that's the water. That is the rain. There is some water down in turn 2.
And here comes Wallace. He's going to try and go underneath Sprague. Down low, trying to hold the truck down.
Look at this, Sprague. Sprague runs up high.
Sprague is high through turn 4. It's a drag race to the finish line. Wallace, Sprague, who's got it? It's going to be Wallace.
Unbelievable.
That's Grant Infinger out front.
You know Ross Chastain's going to make that move.
Barely saved it.
Bottom, get bottom.
Jordan Anderson in second behind Infinger. Zane Smith trying to come from the outside, looking for a little help. Down the backstretch into turn 3, it's still Infinger. Jordan Anderson second, Cody Robaugh third.
He's hooked to him. This is going to be a big move.
Anderson swings outside.
He's going to get him.
Jordan Anderson. And Grant Infinger at high. It's going to be Infinger.
In the middle, you got it.
What a thrill. Grant Infinger does it.
Folks, remember Bobby Hamilton won this race last year after going a lap down with engine problems. He went a lap down tonight. He could do it again.
Bobby Hamilton almost laying back as the green flag flies.
Bobby spun the wheels there. As soon as he jumped in the throttle, he spun the wheels. That's going to allow Bobby Labonte to pull away by about 8 or 10 truck lengths.
But he is right on the back of Hornaday. We could see a pass for the lead here at the end, just like we did a year ago. Look at the tremendous run. Bobby Labonte's getting off turn 2, driving right up on the back deck lid of that truck.
Drives around the outside.
Ron Hornaday on the inside. Bobby Labonte coming up behind him as they go across the start-finish line. The white flag flies. 1 lap of racing to go.
It's a tailgate. He stays up on the back tailgate. And they're racing to turn 1 that way.
Bobby staying on the outside. He knows Ron. Look at him. He's pulling up beside him, it looks like.
Ron Hornaday on the inside as they go down the backstretch. Here comes Bobby Labonte on the high side. It's Bobby Labonte trying to get by Ron Hornaday as they go to 3 and 4.
Ron drives it down in the corner.
As they work their way through 3 and 4, they're side by side coming out of turn number 4 on the high side. Bobby Labonte, they hit again. It's Bobby Labonte and Ron Hornaday. Ron Hornaday goes across the start-finish line just inches in front of Bobby Labonte.
How could this race have been better than last year? And I think it was.
I can't believe it.
I think we got it. I think we got it.
Oh, we got a crash on the first straightaway.
I think you got it Hornaday by about 6 inches.
It's a dead heat. Labonte by inches. Bodine is inside of him. The last lap into turn number 1.
For the final time coming into turn number 2, it's Labonte to the inside, Bodine to the outside. They make a little contact up off turn number 2. They touch again halfway down the backstretch. Now at the entrance of 3, it's a dead heat. Bodine to the inside, Labonte to the outside.
Terry Labonte washes out just a little bit. Jeff Bodine gets a little bit of advantage. They come off the tournament. It's going to be Labonte coming up, and Labonte's going to win at the finish line. Terry Labonte will win his first Super Truck race of the year, and it was about 2 feet over Jeff Bodine.
Outside lane for Eric Jones. That's Casey Kane to the inside. Green, white checker at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Here comes Reddick. He's got a good run going. He's going to jump to the inside.
Casey Kane denies him. Eric Jones can't get away. Side by side as they go down to turn 1.
Looked like Kane spun his tires a bit, but man, did he recover.
Boy, he did.
He's right beside Jones. Can he get the push from Reddick?
Matt Crafton working that outside lane. I'm not sure there wasn't a little contact there. Kane on the inside trying to make the pass for the lead. Off of turn 4, they'll see the white flag this time by.
We're side by side coming to the white. It doesn't get any better than this in NASCAR.
Final lap.
White flag, 1 more.
Next flag ends it, whether it be the caution or the checker. Advantage Casey Kane into 1.
Eric Jones stays right there, right in this quarter panel. They're dead even off of 2.
This is intense. Those guys want it so bad.
Who's going to have the advantage? Kane eking out in front as they come off of turn 4. Jones trying to power to the outside. Here they come back to the start-finish line. It's going to be a photo finish, sliding sideways at the line. Casey Kane wins it at Charlotte, and a huge crash behind him.
A critical restart right here for Eric Darnell in the lead.
For several guys, you got Ron Hornaday lurking back there in 4th. Johnny Benson doesn't care what happened in Milwaukee last year. He wants to win this race today.
3 laps of racing to go. Green flag back in the air. Eric Darnell, a great restart. Just in front of Scott Speed. Johnny Benson lays back. He's got Ron Hornaday all over his back bumper.
Look at Hornaday move to the inside of Johnny. He's going to hold that thing down. He had to pedal a little bit. Johnny may have the momentum on the high side. Here comes Colin Brown looking at the high side of Johnny Benson.
Trying to take the position away from Ron Hornaday. They're side by side down the backstretch.
Here they go, 3-4 wide down the backstretch.
You see Tom Bodine in the center of your screen and Kyle Busch both on fresh tires driving up beside the 46 of Regan Smith.
Look at Johnny go on the outside of the 22 of Scott Speed.
Those 2 guys with fresh tires are not that far back from our race leader, Eric Darnell. Still trying to hold them off.
Tom Bodine is coming, boys.
Hey, guys, how about that 10 truck of
Brendan Gaughan.
Brendan Gaughan up to the 4th spot already.
And closing in on Johnny Benson. When he gets to turn 1, he'll try to go to the outside of Benson. Is there going to be room for Brendan to look up there?
We're inside of 2 laps to go. It looks as though Ron Hornaday backing off now as he's got to catch that truck. Here comes Todd Bodine.
Top 4 new tires right there.
He's on it.
Todd Bodine next time. Ron Hornaday battles back on the outside.
Ron Hornaday has decided, hey, wait a minute.
Todd makes easy work of him when they get to turn 3. He's only got 6 trucks ahead of him. 5 now.
Look at that run through the center of the corner. There's Colin Brown right there.
Again,
Colin's in the
Darnell
5th spot.
has 2 truck length lead over Johnny Benson. He's taken over 2nd.
Benson's gaining on him. Todd Bodine makes another move on the inside of the 6th truck.
Final lap, inside of 2 miles to go. We're riding along with Colin Brown.
Oh, we got a spin.
Problems in turn number 1.
No
Sliding
caution.
is Ron Hornaday.
No caution. These guys are racing back. No caution.
Ron Hornaday off the racetrack. The field gets through 1 and 2. They stay green. Eric Darnell tries to hold off Johnny Benson. Here he comes looking to the bottom of the racetrack.
Johnny goes right down to the bottom.
What a great job by Eric Darnell. Here comes Tom Bodine.
Johnny Benson looking to the inside. It's door to door as they come to the start-finish line. Johnny Benson trying to get it. He's going to go across the start-finish line. They were almost identical across the start-finish line. We still haven't seen as they have updated the scores.
We couldn't tell. We're right on the start-finish line, and we could not tell who won the race.
They're going to have to go to the camera. They're saying it was that close to find out who won this race. Johnny Benson and Eric Darnell were side by side when they went across the start-finish line.
Let's see what we have on our camera right here. There comes Johnny Benson. He's on the inside right against the gravel.
And Johnny Benson right now has the edge.
But not for long. Here comes Darnell with the momentum on the high side, getting that side draft to the line.
Closing in on the start-finish line.
Eric Darnell.
A dead heat.
I think it's Eric Darnell by
I don't know if Johnny Benson might not get the nod here. This right here may be the closest finish ever in the history of the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series.
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys are awesome. Good job.
Eric Darnell gets the win. It's win number 2 for Darnell.
When will Kyle Busch make his move on Almirola? How does he make his move?
Or will he make his move? Almirola pushed him to the win a year ago.
They were teammates. They're not
Everybody
now.
still in line. Still in line.
He'll try
No
to
big
jump
run.
around that 51
No big
truck.
run.
Down the back stretch, getting ready to come into turn number 3 for
still
the
tight
final
with us.
turn here at
Still tight with
Talladega.
us.
We got a long way to go to the start-finish line.
Almirola in front of Kyle Busch. Back behind him, Sauter.
Bring it to the checker. Bring it to the checker.
And the 88
Still lined
of
up.
Matt Crafton.
Still
Are they
lined
going to
up.
make the move? Here comes Sauter looking to the inside. Almirola in front of Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is going to move to the
Still lined
inside.
up. Keep
It's
coming.
a drag
Keep coming.
race. They're 3 wide at the stripe. It looked as though
In the
Kyle
middle there.
Busch
You
may
get him?
have outlasted
Outside.
Almirola.
I think you might have got him, Busch.
2/1000ths of a second.
Right front, he's going to try to get off the track. Yeah, he needs to just pull it down out of the way. Stay out of the groove. Does so, and lets those leaders through. Butch Miller in front. Skinner coming around. White flag this time. White flag is scheduled to come out. A lot of heavy traffic in front of them. Don't think it'll come into play, although it might. White flag is out, and here are the leaders going in. They are coming up on some traffic. The T.J. Clark truck there with a lot of smoke coming from it. Butch goes inside it. Here comes Skinner comes to the inside. Here's Skinner down on the inside, charging for the finish. He puts the fender right in the door of Butch Miller. Here they come out of 4, side by side, to the line. I think it's given to Miller. I think it's Miller. I think it's Miller by 2 inches as Skinner waited the time and tried to pace himself for a perfect shot. Pulled up, it may have been an inch or 2 short. Boy, it was they on short track. It's too close to call.